Day 1385. Sergeant Major Dushku's role in the plan to create an enemy force within Medici began today. A forged audio message reached Dushku last night, pleading for help, saying that there exists a conspiracy to ruin the sovereignty of Medici. Dushku, in his typical patriotic zeal, immediately made plans to visit former General De Luca. The seeds of a rebellion take root and need but a little light and water to grow. Day 1492. Much time has passed since my last entry. Dushku's arrest warrant lingers, but remains uninvestigated. The Polizia searched De Luca's dust-covered home and found no evidence of where he disappeared to. The case file rests in an unresolved stack. With some gentle nudging, the two of them sailed to a small hideout in the far southern tip of the islands, building revolutionary plans amongst the ruins of civilizations past. Day 1515. The investigation into the disappearance of De Luca rested with a pointless young officer, a reckless youth who races cars. A small service today commemorated the young officer's death in a tragic accident. His brakes inexplicably failed on the last corner. An amateur racer, Rico Rodriguez, won the race, barely avoiding the accident himself. Another career begun in triumph and tragedy. Day 1524. Dushku surprises me with his aptitude for recruiting disaffected youth, willing to die for idealism. With a little more time, violence against the innocent is inevitable. Day 1536. A new threat rises. Rosa Manuela, a little-known politician, created quite a stir with her recent speech decrying the corruption of government and the military elite. She foments dissent in a way that proves contrary to my needs. Day 1551. A bomb exploded in the small town of Soliana, killing a few fishermen and injuring a dozen others. De Luca's military mind proves useful, though his personal grudges makes the targets he chooses predictable. Day 1584. The bombings continue, and now sporadic riots flare up with little extra coaxing. People die and weep and blame. President Dante scrambles to win back the favor of the people. Soon the option of martial law will glisten like a shining savior. Day 1598. I offered to tour the southern islands on President Dante's behalf to appeal to an end to the violence. Dante assented, as his numbers in the polls continue to drop and Rosa Manuela's continue to rise. The people lapped up my words like thirsty dogs. Polls showed a 6-point swing for the president, and the bombings magically stopped. Day 1670. President Dante asked me to travel with him on the campaign trail and give speeches on his behalf. His paranoia shifts my strategy a bit. He shakes with nerves when giving speeches in the South, fearful that some insignificant farmer might put a bullet in his brain. I feel disgusted by his weakness. Day 1624. I allowed the shipment of weapons to pass through my security net. The small rebellion now possesses the means to attack. I worry they might succeed in killing President Dante before I can connect Rosa Manuela to the rebels. Day 1637. A sniveling sycophant working in research begs for attention. He calls himself Zeno, and most of his colleagues despise him openly. A man utterly unloved creates delusions to overcome loneliness. One kind word from me, and I own him. His cowardice could prove very useful. Day 1668. A terrible attack occurred in Vignaleta today. Blood flooded the streets as screams echoed around the old town square. The people cry out for security and happily throw their precious freedoms away if only they could feel safe again. I imposed a curfew and posted military throughout the town. Manuela campaigns on a platform to restore order. The president's poll numbers drown in the chaos. Day 1669. On the pleadings of the president, I ordered elite units into the rebel stronghold, killing many of the disillusioned followers there. With the help of the agency, I ensured that both De Luca and Dushku escape, but perhaps not completely unharmed. The people rejoiced at the bloodshed. Self-preservation makes monsters of us all. Day 1674. Against my better judgment, I acquiesced to the request to dismantle a group of smugglers hiding near the old grounded aircraft carrier. The men left fewer people alive than I wished. Once I hold control of the nation, I must grow the gangs of smugglers again. A strong black market creates both a cheap labor pool for the prisons as well as valuable target practice to keep the military sharp. Day 1681. The people called for immediate elections to oust President Dante. Rosa Manuela continues to surprise me with her tactics. She easily manipulates the hearts of the people, but I command the loyalty of the military. Her first action as president assuredly displaces me from power. The time for decisive action approaches with startling speed. Day 1692. The Democratic Commission, under the watchful eye of the international community, will hold their elections. In 2 weeks' time, the people will choose Rosa Manuela over President Dante to lead them. It demonstrates just how much of a fool he is to think he can beat Rosa in a fair election. Day 1705. The military remains on high alert. All leave cancelled. The agency, via Rosa Manuela's people, leaked President Dante's travel itinerary to the rebels. Dushku's ego struggles in the obscurity of this rebellion. I wager he will personally pull the trigger tomorrow. Day 1706, Election Day. Rosa easily leads in the polls. President Dante's travel schedule passes close to Oliva Moro. In that moment, my guards will attempt to quell a small protest while moving the president out of the town square. Everything hangs in the balance in this moment. Day 1707. President Dante's death turned gruesome. The panic caused a stampede, crushing my men underfoot. Dante's body needed to be recovered, piece by piece. I have imposed martial law across the land and cancelled the election. Rebel hideouts burn across Medici. Dushku escaped the scene, but I will need his confession to arrest Rosa Manuela. Day 1708. Dushku easily succumbed to modest interrogation techniques. I possess a video confession stating he acted in the interest of Rosa Manuela and received financing from her campaign. I posted an arrest warrant for her within hours. Day 1709. The agency is furious at my choice of tactics. They can knock all they want. Our union is far past consummation. The people are calling the military takeover the night of the bonfires. They'll remember it as the night we shed pretenses and burned away our shameful weaknesses. Day 1710. I must quell the agency's fury. A small gift should suffice. Remembering the young race car driver, I personally oversaw the burning of the Rodriguez household. The screams meant little to my ears. That they meant even less to my men, faces blank and fire-lit, guns trained on all exits. fill me with the pride of my accomplishments. Now the agency rescues with open arms a newly orphaned recruit. Thank you, Rico Rodriguez. Your life of servitude to them buys Medici its security. Day 1712. Rosa Manuela absconded with a few advisors, seeking political asylum in South America. She predicted my pardon of rule too quickly. I must be cautious with her. She will not give up easily. While she draws breath, my absolute rule can be challenged. Day 1714. A military raid of Rosa Manuela's main campaign office revealed more documents linking her to the death of President Dante. Further investigation revealed money flowing to a growing rebellion in the South through an ex-general, De Luca. I must say, those men at the agency do good work. Day 1715. As planned, De Luca stabbed Dushku through his neck and into his brain as we paraded him to prison. I then personally shot De Luca as he tried to escape, unfortunately getting a small spot of blood on my newly pressed uniform cuff. It bothered me during the ensuing panic. Time for order and the rule of law to firmly take root. Day 1717. I suspended the Constitution, with the promise of a return to democracy once we root out the violent elements within our society. The people's representatives voted unanimously for the resolution. Of course, I must ensure the violent elements continue to provide fuel for my perfect flame of order. Day 2082, 1 year removed from Dante's death. My authority stands uncontested. The agency requests latitude to experiment on a local mineral, bavarium. If they are interested, I am interested. Perhaps power blooms in more than just my dormant volcano. Day 2091. The Policias still pose a threat to my plans with their adherence to codes of ethics and due process. They reek of redundancy, bumbling over affairs the military can better manage. I must find a way to dispose of that institution, but all in due time. Day 2114. The smugglers grow in the South. The construction of new military bases occupies the hands and minds of the people. A new research facility, hidden within the central communications tower in the mountain, obfuscates itself amongst other top-secret expenditures. The blue mineral bavarium offers a path beyond these shores. Day 2215. I must acquire more military hardware. These Western powers manipulate and lie, selling me generationally obsolete weapons. I do not care for a life lived under the boot of Western imperialist pigs. They should be careful when smothering a fire. I still possess enough heat to burn. Day 2385. Dima al-Masri's genius flourishes under my patronage. Technology and the pursuit of it endlessly ignites in her soul. In exchange for her services, I pay the agency a paltry quantity of bavarium for their own research. The agency misunderstood her use and how to motivate her. The more resources I pour into her lab, the faster the advancements. I begin to see the true power of bavarium. Day